Hi there, welcome to Makinamoto Features. This, folks, is the BMW C400GT.
German girl.
BMW Motorrad has been synonymous with the word adventure, and they have dominated the adventure bike market for so long. In fact, they invented the whole adventure touring landscape with the release of the BMW R80 GS in 1980. Since then, it was a challenge for BMW to also show this adventurous spirit in their other offerings. Well, the maxi scoot market is a prime and natural habitat for riders looking for a means to go out there comfortably on a reliable machine, looking cool while they're at it, without them having to look like they will be camping out and crossing continents or going to Mars. Enter the BMW C400 series. Of course, just to backtrack a bit, BMW Motorrad got themselves into this whole automatic business over 10 years ago with the launch of their 600cc and 650cc twins in well-designed chassis. What we have now is the C400X for the urban commuter, and what we are riding right now, what we are featuring, the C400GT for open road touring. The essentials: we have a 349cc engine. It is liquid cooled. It is a single with 4 valves, and these are pretty big valves, mind you, as they go at 32.5 mm. And as per BMW, the C400GT can whip out 34 horsepower at 7,500 RPM, and it's got torque at 25.8 pound-feet at 5,750 RPM. So, to keep up with the times, they upgraded their electrically actuated, electronically managed throttle control and introduced a new engine management system. They got rid of the idle speed regulator in the airbox, and in place of that, they have a throttle valve bypass and a turbulence system for a more stable idle. A better performing wideband oxygen sensor is also in place to better the exhaust system in line with the new coating that they have on the catalytic converter. So, nosebleed moment here. All that I said just basically means this is all for better, cleaner emissions. It's a greener machine. On top of that, they also modified the cylinder head, and the CVT transmission centrifugal clutch has also been improved. There's so much going on with this scoot that I've always been on edge on what new tech BMW has on their bikes, bordering on having fear that I may not be able to catch up and comprehend anymore. Only because BMW has a solid rep for pushing technology on their bikes. Remember that self-balancing bike? But so far, I've been able to digest their innovations. You just gotta delve into it. They also improved on their automated stability control system. Pretty self-explanatory stability control, right? So the improvement, basically, it now automatically recalibrates the basic parameters when the machine undergoes a modification. Because if you do something with a bike, if you modify it with something as simple as changing tires, you gotta reset the parameter of their automated stability control system. Now you don't need to do that. You can just do whatever you want, and it's gonna recalibrate itself. So I guess, the riders said, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and BMW listened, and now it's automated. Cool, huh? Lastly, the C400GT has an upgraded braking system with new calipers and a newly adjusted lever feel. The front brakes is currently on twin 265mm rotors teamed with 4 piston floating calipers, while at the rear it's a single piston caliper and a 276mm rotor. Beautiful. That is such a stunner. BMW and their C400 GT. First off, it's got to be the color. I don't know if the camera can give justice to what I'm seeing in the flesh, but this kind of gray, a lot of cars have been getting into this color. Of course, BMW. I've seen this in Audis. I've seen this in a lot of Japanese cars in the US, like the new Sentra lineup. They have this Massilia gray, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Detail lines, that's the taillight, nice and clean. In fact, I can't see any tinge of red whatsoever. It's just frosty white when it's off. Of course, when you turn things on. And that is now your rear. Pardon the blinking, it's because of my shutter speed and the camera. That's what it is. The lights out in front, check it out. Very, very nice, huh? That's bright. So if you're passing, that's gonna flare up like so. And for our signal lights, that's what you get. And on the rear, that's what you get there. So what does it sound like? In terms of compartment space, so this is what I noticed. Off, press as I might, it will not open. It will not open. I gotta turn it on. Voila! And it opens. This too. Of course, I'm gonna show you how deep that is via the Chanelis check. Size 11, folks. That's all the space you get. My Galaxy Note 20 Ultra will not fit there. A little power bank perhaps, some paper, little sandwich, that much. Will it fit a phone? This is a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Oh, it fits. It fits fine. This side, so you won't close. But this one here, so this side is deeper, it will close. You know, this is what's awesome with BMW. Very premium key. It's a proper key. Look at that. Press this button, the key will snap out. Well, you don't really need that because it's keyless. Now for the seat, there is a button over here. It's got to be on. Okay, push. And here's our seat. Wow, look at that. High end. So it's got the pilot light. I appreciate that. So one of the things that I would immediately request or think that would be better is if this seat can go all the way to the side, so when my elbow tries to reach in for stuff over there, it's not hitting that, you know. I don't know, maybe that can be sorted out with a longer suspension arm here. So you got a pilot light, that's cool. This thing goes down so it can fit a full face helmet. So you press that, unlock it, and then it goes down. And once it goes down, we can now put a full face helmet. Like so. Now the thing here is that space, that compartment is designed to be used, or you can put a full face helmet when you're parked. So it's not like if you want to go out there, bring an extra helmet while you're riding. I mean, who does that? But the thing is, basically you store your full face helmet if you're not gonna ride or if you're gonna park. Because if that thing is down, it'll take up space over here and the scoot won't start. Let's take out the helmet. Grab it over here, pull it up. My only worry here, if I were to be concerned about this, is this. I hope this material will last a long time. I have no experience with this material yet, but I don't know. It is BMW. I'm sure they know what they're doing. If you like chopping legs, man. Now this is the first time that I have something of this length from my heel all the way to almost my seeing it. Look at that space. Now in terms of absolute relaxed leg room, check it out. Those are my legs. If I choose to put my foot over there, if I put it over here, I don't feel like I'm in the toilet seat position, which is prevalent in some other maxi scoots. Like my knees are gonna be like too high. More or less, this feels like it's parallel to the ground and a lot of space. So much space. Now, in terms of a cockpit, this side is very, very BMW, and I would say it is consistent with the switches on the more expensive Beamers, especially this. And I can just jump into an R90, which costs more. If you compare the switches, they're pretty much right up there as well. Fit and finish, Beamer quality, no problem there. Nothing here screams of regularity. Everything is up to par in terms of primeness, and if you're talking high quality, buy this and you get Pirellis right away. Suspension, dual shocks. So gas tank is in this area, lower center of gravity, and that's great, better for handling. Now, if there's something I wish I would improve on, although the windshield is doing a good job deflecting the wind, to be able to adjust this on the fly, I think would be a plus for this scoot. I think maybe they can do that in future models, like a little lever here, like with what they have with the GS. Shook, shook, shook. Now, let's take a look at the gauge this time. It's not intimidating to use, very easy. What BMW did with this one, this is basically a dial to go through the menu. If you want to scroll left, go there. If you want to scroll right, push that to the right. You got your oil, you got your temperature, you got your odometer, you got the number of kilometers left before you need to gas up again. If you want to get into more detail, this is the fun part. You got your time for your journey. This is your break time, how long you took a break. And then you got your navigation if you want to hook it up with your phone, but I need the app, which I did download the app. Media, again, you can hook it up. You got Bluetooth there, and you got your hands-free for your phone. So many things to look at, and I'm glad that BMW has this for this model as well, not just in the bigger and more expensive models, right? It's very easy to understand and it's very easy to operate. TFT display is very, very good quality. Again, I pardon my camera, it's not capturing the beauty of the TFT display of this C400GT, but it's really, really nice. Again, for comparison, that's a TFT display. It's my Chanelis, pretty big.
So soon you'll take me up in your arms, too late to beg you. Cancel it though, I know it must be killing time.
No need to improve on what is already working and working well, I always say. If it ain't broke, just don't touch it. I'm talking about the highly regarded chassis here. It's one of the strong points of the BMW C400GT. Wheelbase is at 61.6 inches, and this spells additional stability and good comfy seating for two. Suspension chores are done by 235mm Teleforks with 26.4 degrees of steering rake, on top of 3.2 inches of trail with an aluminum swing arm, blah 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 blah. Again, what basically all that means, in line with what I have observed as well, this bike has pretty good suspension. It is a very stable maxi scoot, keeping the BMW reputation in check.
Your lips are like a magic word, the style hung like jewels, the killing moon.
So how does it ride? Imagine a cruise ship, but in a smaller package. So yeah, maybe a nice yacht on smooth waters. I'm talking about getting that same wind on your face connect with nature vibe, but with a luxurious feel, associated with a brand like BMW. While some of you will scoff at badge association on a machine and rely on pure performance, well, welcome to reality. The badge always comes with a purchase, and it will always have an effect on people, both the rider and the observer on the street. This luxurious feel I speak of is specific to the BMW marquee. It's not in excess of, like found in a King's Throne or something like that. It's practical, high-end, high-performing amenities in line with German engineering. It rides great, and as a tourer, it can easily maintain up to 130 kph without sounding stressed should you find roads that will allow such speeds. Also, my expectations for seats done by BMW is very, very high. After doing 3,000 kilometers in South Africa on a GS and finding my ass to be all smiles after, while yes, this is a completely different genre, I expected the same level of comfort when they slapped GT on it. And yes, oh yes, my ass likey this seat very much. Absolutely. Now, if my ass had a mouth, it would be smiling. Well, technically, it's got a mouth. A hole, actually. And I'm sorry, I just made you imagine a sphincter.
Right, brakes on the Beamer. Let's try the left lever first. Their take on their ABS, the slow pumping release. Ooh, ooh, ooh. With all the bikes that I've tested, there's just so many ways that ABS can work. For some, it's like a fast pumping, ba 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 ba. Some it's more staggered and sporadic, ba 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 ba. And then for others, like for this one, it's a slow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, you can feel it in your hand. It's a slow pump, and then as you slow down even more, then it's gonna quicken its pace. The ABS pumping. Okay, let's try the front this time. Not bad, not bad. Here's another corner. So the front ABS is still, you know, sure. Beamer sure. Very nice. Now I'm really slamming on the brakes there, and in no time did I feel that I was gonna lose the front end and fall. I mean, just right at the moment when you think it's gonna slip and you're gonna lose it, releases it. So this one, ABS pumping is more yeah, quite different from the left. Let's use both now. Ooh. Very good braking. Okay. Go faster now. 60 kilometers, 65. Brakes and pumps. Go 60 kilometers an hour. 6 actually. Yep, sure-footed. And like most bikes, the rear and front, they're just meant to work together. Very nice braking. On a nice lazy Sunday afternoon in the village.
BMW in 2022 offers a serious choice to riders, for both fans of BMW Motorrad and for those looking to buy their first BMW. Is there a letdown with this bike? There is no perfect bike out there, I say that all the time. And the answer is yes, there is a letdown. It's essentially not about the bike at all. It's about the 400cc rule we have in the highways. This bike is 50cc short of highway heaven, where it belongs. It's not the bike's fault, man, you know, the rule is just outdated. And frankly, instead of complaining that BMW should have done at least 400 cc's, we should just instead go hand in hand and have a dialogue with our government, especially during elections, regarding this outdated 400 cc's rule. We have numbers, we have voting power, and it's about time we amend this already. It will be good for the economy, it will be good for the industry, and you'll have more people discovering the joys of motorcycles. My recommendation, 250cc. I know some of you will not agree and say 300cc and up. In my little small opinion, and with all the highways and bikes I've ridden around the world, 250cc is enough and quite capable. At 595,000 pesos, the 400GT has good, solid engineering behind it, without alienating the rider with high-techery and still maintaining the very important rider-to-road connection. And above all, that blue and white badge slapped on it still represents good old BMW Motorrad mojo. This is Zach for Machina Moto Features. Thanks for watching. Ciao.
She haunts the roads. She waits for news.